The best player that I played against, hands down, was Kobe.
One of the greatest ball players I've ever seen to play basketball.
The best of the best.
Bryant against Reggie Miller. Cans the jumper. You know the coach.
I've never seen anybody that prepared. He was 17 years old and was ready to play NBA basketball. That's pretty amazing.
Bryant goes to work. Bryant the drive.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
All the stuff that I learned in Miami from the Godfather that gave Pat Riley, he told me this shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, do this, do that, you're gonna be successful, longevity in the NBA. But I seen it in real time with Kobe.
Who's the best player in the NBA?
Kobe Bryant.
This dude is different.
At 10. On the spin, a beauty with the tomahawk.
He's cursed as much as I am.
Shot clock out of 5. Bryant, yes.
It was like a video game. If you're out there playing NBA or 2K, those kind of numbers are played on video games, and that's exactly what it seemed like.
81-point game. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA history.
I was like, I'm gonna get there at 3 o'clock, and I wanna make sure I make 400 made shots. Get in the car, get to the gym, get there, and as I'm walking onto the court, who do I see? I see Kobe Bryant, already working out. So I worked out for a good hour and a half. And when I came off, after I was done, I sat down, and of course I still hear the ball bouncing. I look down, I'm like, this guy's still working out? It looks like he was in a dead sweat when I got here. Right. And he's still going. And it's not like his moves are nonchalant or lazy. He's doing like game moves, right. You know? I sit there and I unlace my shoes. I'm like, I want to see how long this goes. So I sit out there and watch another 25 minutes. And he got done. I was like, okay, I think I've seen enough. Go play, you know, come back, get in the sauna, get ready for the game. That game, he drops 40 on us. And after the game is over, I'm like, I have to ask this guy. Like, I have to understand like why he works like that. Right. So after the game was over, I'm like, hey, Kobe, like, why were you in the gym for so long? He's like, because I saw you come in. And I wanted you to know that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you.
Once upon a time, there was a young basketball player who had dreams of becoming one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
My name is Kobe Bryant. I'm 17 years old with the hunger, the motivation, and the desire to be the best possible basketball player that I could be.
Well, he might be only 18 years and 5 months old, but this guy can do everything that the veterans can do and do it better, perhaps.
And now a single free throw away from becoming the NBA's third all-time leading scorer. Kobe's a great player. It's really an honor to be here now at this moment to see history.
If I could work that hard every day, with being blessed with the physical tools that I have, what would my career be?
First of all, Mamba mentality is not a mentality, it's a lifestyle.
Eating the right things, drinking the right things. It's a lifestyle, you know, it's a full-time commitment. I want to be one of the best basketball players who've ever played. That's the end goal. Okay, how do I get there? How do I get there? And every decision I made in my life was centered around the process of helping me eventually get there. The Mamba mentality simply means trying to be the best version of yourself.
At the highest level of their training, It is the most uncomfortable state they put themselves through every single day.
The confidence comes from preparation. You know, so when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before. I didn't feel good about myself if I wasn't doing everything I could to be the best version of myself.
And they don't understand the pressures that these individuals put on themselves to continue to perform at the highest level.
You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
I just tried to be as prepared as possible because this was like, I didn't want to mess up.
And throw it down on Paul.
His version of the hook shot. Hesitation. Experience, and that's what they're going to need going into the playoffs. Oh, Kobe does it to Klay Thompson. Kobe, 3 on his way. Got it. Come on. There you go. Yeah.
I'd like to share a lesson I learned from him. It was 2008. The Redeem team was formed. And I wanted to establish myself as a young leader on the team by waking up bright and early, day one. So the goal was to be the first one at breakfast. So I set my alarm. I make sure I'm up by sunrise. I get out of bed. I put on my gear and I head downstairs. But when I get there, Kobe's already there with ice packs on his knees, drenched in sweat. Now, it took me a minute to figure it out, but this guy wasn't only awake before me. He had already worked out. He had just played in the finals days earlier. Meanwhile, I'd been off for months and I was still exhausted. What he had done that morning was incomprehensible to me. That dedication he had only days after falling short of an NBA championship. That taught me something I've never forgotten. Legends aren't defined by their successes. They're defined by how they bounce back from their failures.
You can't be interested and you can't be obsessed. Interested is a hobby. Kobe Bryant was not interested in winning championships. He was obsessed. The separation is in the details.
The challenge was not only to win one, but it was to win multiple ones. And to be able to sit at the same lunch table with my muses, Michael, Magic. I want to be able to sit down at the same table with them and belong there. And I'm very proud to be able to say I can do that.
And there was one time, there was a game where Kobe was, before the game, he was shooting free throws. And he was like, something isn't right. So he called one of the maintenance guys over. He goes, "Are you sure this basket is right?" And the guy said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I want you to check it for me." He measured it. It was 1/8 of an inch off.
So if you want to be great at something, it's a choice that you have to make. We all can be masters at our craft.
I always say this, the most driven individuals, they live a life for many years and certain times without balance.
But you have to make a choice. What I mean by that is the inherent sacrifices that come along with that. Family time, hanging out with your friends, being a great friend, right? Being a great son, nephew, whatever the case may be. There's sacrifices that come along with making that decision.
You can't be the best at something and try to balance everything else around your life. There is going to be times where things are going to be out of balance. In early part of Kobe's career, it was about basketball and winning. About basketball and winning.
I'm not a player that's just going to come and go. I'm not a player that's going to make an all-star team 1 time, 2 times. I'm here to be an all-time great. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4. Right? And so now you do that, and as the years go on, the separation that you have with your competitors and your peers just grows larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. And by year 5 or 6, doesn't matter what kind of work they do in the summer, they're never going to catch up. I knew that I was not going to be stopped. So at the age of 18, this was my life, right? So you can't possibly become better than me because you're not spending the time on it that I do. Even if you want to spend the time on it, you can't because you have other things. You have other responsibilities that are taking you away from it. So I already won.
I've seen Mamba mentality destroy more careers than I've seen it help. Too intense, too hot. People want the flame, but they don't want to touch the fire.
In 2003, I went from a person that was at the top of his game, had everything coming, to a year later having absolutely no idea where life is going, or if you're going to be able to even be a part of life as we all know it. I hear everything that the crowd is saying, and I hear it. So it's like this place where it was my refuge is now being bombarded with all kinds of things that they would say. And
I had to separate myself because going through that time, I felt like there's so many things coming at once. It was just becoming very, very confusing. I had to organize things. So I created the Black Mamba.
In an uneventful first half, he stepped through, passed it to himself. Oh, sweet as 6.
Bryant for 3, puts it in! Kobe Bryant from downtown! And the Lakers regain the lead.
Guys that can play both hard and smart.
And he fakes the ball. I mean, now he's going to reorganize. He's alone on the right wing. What a move! What a basket! And the
crowd anticipating a little one-on-one action behind the back. Couldn't shake it. Bryant still an all-world defender, and he blocked it.
Kobe has to deal with these issues, all the personal challenges. The Black Mamba steps on the court and does what he does. I'm destroying everybody that stepped on the court. I had all this pent up frustration that I needed to let out.
He's talking to the fans. He's fired up, but he's always fired up. It seems like the playoffs are here already. Lakers by 8, their biggest lead of the game. Kobe is loving every second of it.
Avalanche, man. And, there was nothing that was going to get in the way. There was nothing that was going to stop me. Battle that's going on within me that I'm carrying with me to this competition. So it's not about you. It's not about anybody else. You're not making me go. I'm driving this thing, man, and you just so happen to be a person that's in the way that may get demolished in the process.
That feeling of playing with that rage was new to me, but I fucking loved it. They had to embrace the villain nature that's in all of us. I wanted to prove to myself that I could win under a different role, looking at these incredible teams that have been assembled, and there's always a dynamic duo. And when that duo went separate ways, one was never able to win without the other. And I just felt like it was really important for myself, and as well as for the challenge from others, is to prove that I can lead this team my way. I can put my DNA on the team and carry them to a championship.
Kobe, you won the MVP, you led the team to the finals. How do you characterize this season?
Well, I mean, the goal was to win a championship. It wasn't to win MVP or anything like that, it was to win a championship. So, from that aspect, we failed.
When does a new day start? It starts at midnight. Is it dark outside at midnight? Yes.
This team is going to have my personality, they're going to have my grit, they're going to have my fight, they're going to have my will, my competitive spirit. And so when we step on that basketball court, you're not facing me and just my competitive fire, but you're facing 12 of those. And the challenge became, how do I get that done? Using the darker emotions, the anger, or resentment, or frustration, and sadness, and using that as a weapon, using that as a form of offense.
My brain cannot process failure. It will not process failure. Because if I sit there and have to face myself and tell myself, you're a failure, I think that's almost worse than death.
Having watched Jerry West lose to the Celtics over and over and over again in the duel between Magic and Bird, and now I am a part of this incredible rivalry. And what's going to set about us, this team, is that we lost to the Celtics twice. No, I don't think so. looked us in the face and we looked back.